Speak the truth, Dr. Robinson. Speak the truth, Dr. Robinson. Speak the truth, Dr. Robinson.
Next will be Dr. DeJuan Robinson. You'll have up to 10 minutes due to yielded time.
Thank you for coming back to me, Council President. First, I want to start off with saying that talking about this minority report, the AJC reported that the audit minority business work with the City of Atlanta is significantly lower than reported. So I want to say significantly lower than reported is a minority report. I remember going back when I was a kid watching elections, Miss Boone. I remember two friends sat down and they was talked about who was gonna run for this congressman seat. The people chose Julian Bond. John Lewis didn't like it. You know what John Lewis said on national TV? Please test Mr. Bond for cocaine because he snorted cocaine. Give him a drug test. He was tested, got him kicked off the race. So when everybody think politics not a contact sport, and when you say things to people, and you need to know your history of what's going on, right? I remember also the great Maynard Jackson decided to stay out of the race when the council chambers we sitting in, Mr. Bowlegs, Marvin Arrington Sr., all he did was just said, while Maynard was being passed off as white, I was being called a nigger in Atlanta. He didn't say nothing wrong about Maynard. He was talking about his plight. But we don't have real men and women that stand up and say, hey, listen, Maynard, he wasn't really saying nothing bad about you. He just telling his plight in Atlanta. So guess what? All the yes men and the yes women went over with Maynard. Maynard got involved in the race. Bowlegs lost the race and Bill Campbell won the race. This is the history of Atlanta, right? Good, bad, or ugly, and different. Today I want to speak about what's really on my heart. And I don't want to play no politics because a lot of people like to play politics and it's really time out for that in Atlanta. I watched a video after I left the last full council that broke my heart. We have a council member, Miss Liliana. I never personally had an issue with her. I watched the off-duty cop. I watched the video to the end. That cop said, Bernie Tokars called her and said, a council member getting robbed. You need to get out here. I want y'all to realize what he did when he said that. Black men, black women, white men, white women. You know how many blacks done been hanged and killed and burned and beat for lies like that? If Ms. Bachara felt threatened, why you didn't call 911? How the hell we let Bernie Tokars think he run this town when you call him first? Man, are y'all crazy? We calling Bernie Tokars first. If I feel threatened, we calling him. And he calling off-duty female officer to the crime scene. I hope y'all know that could have got real ugly, man, with that lie. There was a bold-faced lie by saying a council member is getting robbed. That could have got that man killed that night in that cemetery. Unarmed man. He could have got killed by that lie, man. I'm not asking y'all to go against your council member or woman when they do stuff like this, but we need to have some real conversation about this, man, because it's serious, man. I've been being nice for like the last 2 years I've been running for office. Not standing on what I really want to stand on is me being the man that I am. Man, we can't have this in Atlanta, man. I try not to bring certain people down here because then y'all will say I can't come back. Or they too disrespectful, a fight broke out. But I see and y'all watch other people in the crowd get to throw all type of stuff at you. They don't get banned. Stuff still happen. It'd be cool, man, but I'm just saying. A council member called a vendor now, who's also a, what do you call them folks over there? What do you call them folks over there? No, man, what do you call them folks over there, man? A lobbyist and a vendor. If I'm threatened, I'm calling a lobbyist and a vendor instead of 911. But then I watched them say, oh, I didn't have nothing to do with him getting fired. You damn sure ain't had nothing to do with him trying to keep his job, though. When you know he didn't rob you, he was unarmed. Now, I'm not saying whether she beat him up or not. I'm not getting into the allegation. We talking about the facts. You call Bernie Tokars first. And he called an off-duty cop, one of his cops. I don't know if y'all don't know that's a conflict of interest, Mr. West, Ms. Morley. We got a vendor. I don't even care nothing about what the I don't care what the OIG report is saying. I'm not going to even get into that. But we got a vendor that we are calling first instead of APD and 911. And they get there faster when Bernie called them and we call. Y'all don't got a problem with that. I know, Mr. Dustin Hillis, you don't got a problem with that because he come to you fast. Oh, they get in District 9 over there in Riverside fast. But I don't think y'all realize you can be friends with who you want to be friends with, man. But when you put the public in jeopardy, and when the public can't get that fast 911 call, Mr. Shook, that's a problem, man. I know there are rumors that saying that you might be leaving, man. I know you want to leave Atlanta in the best hands possible. You've done a great job as far as no corruption, speaking your mind, standing up for what you believe is right. And I know that you want to leave Atlanta in the best hands. And you got to look out and say, hey, man, if I wasn't white, who would stand up for me and speak up for me? You know who that is, Mr. Shook. Everybody that said, you know why I love A Time to Kill? You know what I'm saying? Because Samuel asked his white lawyer, and he asked the jury to close your eyes. Now imagine that black girl being white, being white that got raped, and they gave him a not guilty plea. Sometimes we gotta put it out there. We can't be afraid of that. Antonio Lewis, you know why I love Maynard so much? Because in 1974, it wasn't popular for a black man to say ain't nothing getting built unless you give black minority participation out here. It wasn't popular to do that. But in 2024, 50 years later, we still afraid to be intentional about helping black folk. We still afraid of that. And I don't know why. Are we afraid to help our people? That don't mean we don't like this other group of people. The Civil Rights Act was, coming out of everybody. The gay bill was in there. Everything was in there. Everybody worked together. But we seem to always want to say Atlanta is the home of the civil rights, but nobody really want to abide by that. So when y'all be wanting to talk about what people say, Ms. Boone, on this microphone and in the public, let's not forget, like I said, John Lewis told the national news, Congressman Bourne is a cocaine snorter. Test him. He won't be congressman today. Bolex was told he couldn't be the mayor because he was too dark. He was too dark to be mayor of Atlanta. This is the Atlanta history, man. And this is what we deal with in Atlanta. But y'all got a decision to make, man. When you let a council member call a vendor and the lie go out to on the 911 call and say, hey, she's getting robbed, and a black man getting fired. I thank God he didn't get killed that day in the cemetery. But he was fired. And nobody want to speak up and help this black man. And I watched the same daggone video with his coward boss man talking about, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Why? Because he was a council member? You ridicule that man talking about, oh, you should have talked to her like that. All he said was, hey, the park closed, time to go. You told him to go do it, but then when the council member get there and the police get there, hey, man, why'd you do that, man? Cowardly, man. Nobody want to stand up for the people no more. People want to pick and choose who y'all be wanting to run for these offices and get in there, man. People have to tell certain people come out here and speak on stuff. People ain't really coming out here from their heart trying to take up for the people, man. Not at all. All we asking y'all to do, man, is just do the right thing by people. Now, y'all didn't have nothing to do with Councilwoman in the park. I'm not expecting y'all to ridicule her in public. But somebody need to make sure this black man get his job back and keep his job, and, you know what I'm saying, with some dignity and respect. How hard it is out here. As a security, he already ain't making enough money to live in Atlanta. And he done, know what I'm saying, he done lost that job.
charges on her. Lock her
This is a serious problem, man.
Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up!
So I'm just saying, man, we got something to think about when it comes to that, man. We can't have that in the city of Atlanta, man. We can't have that, man.
They locked me up.
As much as we try to bring black and white, together, man, we are moving further apart when we stay silent and we allow stuff like that to happen.
Time's expired. Thank you. Coun- Councilmember Lewis? Councilmember Lewis?
Lock her up! Lock her up!
Councilmember Lewis, you wanted to respond?
I just say he mentioned my name, and I want to make sure I say that I did see the police report. I did see the entire video, and I don't think that the police report matched up with the video.
It never does.
Exactly. Now what you gonna
It
do about it?
never does.
What you gonna do about it?
Next will be Annette Aguilar.
What is your fear? What is it you're hiding? Don't you think it's time that you stop holding back? I'ma die for you, but I can't lie for you, and I don't wanna say anything that you won't